The Marlies in St. John's here at Mile 1 to take on the Canadiens farm team. Not the Bulldogs, but the St. John's IceCaps, who have changed affiliation from the Winnipeg Jets organization to the Montreal Canadiens. But this St. John's team looks a lot like that Hamilton Bulldogs team did previously. Some lineup changes for the Toronto Marlies, as coming back, Antoine Bibeau from the Toronto Maple Leafs, as did Rich Clune. And Andrew Campbell is out, so Zach Bell comes up from the Orlando Solar Bears. And Kasperi Kapanen did not make the trip here to St. John's. The Marlies are on a 5-game winning streak as they come into play the first of 12 so far this year, having already played 3 games in the preseason against the St. John's IceCaps. One of the only players who was involved in those games stuck with the Marlies out of training camp. That was Justin Hall. He feels he's got a pretty good read on what this St. John's IceCaps team brings to the ice.
They have a skilled team and they have a fast team, and they look to play up the ice and get in on the forecheck. So it's important for us to keep it simple starting out tonight and try to get it back in their end.
That was one of the things at the beginning of the season that not a lot of people probably put with the Marlies, physical, but you guys have played both sides of this game so far. You said something you're hanging your hat on?
Yeah, obviously skill is probably what our team is based around, but we've played a lot of physical games, especially against teams like Binghamton and Albany as well. So obviously we have some physical guys in the lineup too, like Rich Clune and Justin Johnson, who can help get us going with the physical play.
Yeah, it's the first of many this year, and I think it's gonna be a fun little rivalry between us. And I think these guys, we know them pretty well. It's pretty much the same team as last year, with maybe a few extra guys. And we know they like to get under our skin, and I think we're gonna have to match that intensity that they bring. And it's gonna be a good crowd tonight, so it should be a fun game to play.
Well, one of those guys who does that job perfectly, Gabriel Dumont. What do you do facing a player like that who's you're a little bit like that yourself. So how do you face up against him?
Me and him have had some pretty good battles over the last couple of years, and I think we have a mutual respect for the way each other play, and it's gonna come down to me getting him off his game early, and because when he's going, he's getting under your skin. He's a very effective player, so I have to get him off early, and just try to make them play away from the puck, and they can't do much when they're chasing the puck around.
You want to set a tone every time you're playing a group for the first time, and then even more so, you've got them twice back to back on the same weekend, and then as you mentioned, we play them a great deal during the season. So certainly think there'll be something there in terms of competitiveness between the two teams. Some of it will go back all the way to the last season with Hamilton and everything for the players that are continuing on with that. But it's a good group. It's a really deep forward group. I think they match up well with us in terms of forward depth. They've got some guys that can really skate and move the puck on defense. So it's a good group. They're going to be good on home ice here, and it's going to be a challenge for us to continue on with the success we had on the road last week here. It's been a week off, a strange week, going back home, practice for a few days, back on the road, and here we are, and hopefully we can duplicate our efforts.
The first of, it seems like 100 meetings here between St. John's and Toronto. What's the team been like for you so far this year?
Well, it's different scheduling. Obviously, starting with 2 games on the road, and then we had a 6-game homestand, and then we went on the road for 6 games. Now we're coming back at home for 4. Where it's different, where it's longer time on the road and longer time at home too. So we had really good homestand for the first 6 games, and went on the road and played some good games, but only came up with 2 wins in 6 games. But
well, and a special congratulations to Luc LeBlanc, who is working his 1,000th pro game here for the Toronto Marlies as the athletic therapist as they face the St. John's IceCaps. Used to be the Hamilton Bulldogs, where Luc spent 11 years, the bulk of those games coming with the Hamilton Bulldogs. Congratulations to Luc LeBlanc. The Marlies have 2 games here in St. John's this weekend, and then Rochester, and that will be it for the Royal Road Trip. That Rochester game coming next Wednesday.